I was born in East Bay. My father was a newspaper reporter for the Oakland Tribune. And in 1956, he landed a job with the San Jose Mercury as the reporter for Santa Cruz County. Our family moved to Santa Cruz County and been here for the most part since then. I'm a documentary filmmaker that got started in local. And so it was, I guess, a natural progression in my father being in the news business, always kind of being part of what's going on in the community, along with my interest in photography. Well, I have a lot of hobbies. Gardening is one of them. Ironically enough, again, back to my father. I think my father had an influence on my life. His first job at the Oakland Tribune was the garden editor, and so he always had an interest in gardening, and our houses always were landscaped really nice. And I love that. It's not uncommon to find me working in the yard on Saturday when we're not working, with the Giants baseball on the radio and pulling weeds or whatever it is that I need to do in the yard that particular day, growing vegetables, etc. So that's a passion and a relaxation that I do. I am a musician. I started playing when I was a young guy, played in bands and all that when I was younger. So my music is still part of what I do as well. I was 12 years old, 12 or 13. And I remember this, my grandmother called and told my mother, don't forget, those Beatles are on the Ed Sullivan Show. My grandmother's very hip. And we did. Of course, Ed Sullivan was a big show at the time, an entertainment show, and that's when the Beatles debuted in America and changed American pop music. And I watched it and I said, that's for me. That was fun. So my father said, yeah, if you want to play guitar, I'll buy you a guitar. You have to take lessons. So I took lessons and learned to read music, and been playing ever since. We've done a variety of things, but $100 a day is probably the biggest project we've done, what I'm most proud of. Is the title of our half-an-hour documentary on Rick Walker. Rick Walker was an East Palo Alto resident who was convicted and sentenced to 26 years to life. My intentions at first were to tell Rick Walker's story, one man's story of injustice. The story, our intentions broadened as you talk to more people about this story, and it became a broader look at society's institutions, our legal system, our political system, and how a winning at all costs mentality is something that permeates society. And when institutions aren't serving the people and they make mistakes, real people get hurt. My responsibility as a filmmaker, as a journalist, as a documentary producer, is to be honest, to tell the story in an honest way. I come from a background that says who, what, when, where, and why, and let the story tell itself. We don't talk down to our audience. The audience can figure it out. If we tell an honest story and you let people decide themselves what, if at all, what knowledge you can get from what you're watching, and listening to all the players honestly talk about it. So follow it where it may, even if it goes against what I feel. I guess like most things, most jobs, you're never done. Like we say in this business, especially in post-production, you're never done, you just have to quit. You just have to stop.